Hello, this is Spartan Commander, and this is the 687th Rome Total War Brotherhood game that I've put onto YouTube. Straight away you'll see this battle was fought on a custom map, and what I'd like to say is happy birthday to Rome Total War. Last Thursday, the 22nd of September 2022, Rome Total War was 18 years old. Unbelievable, isn't it? 18 years old, and we still have great battles on this computer game. So just like to say, happy birthday to Rome Total War, and this is a great battle to watch, like kind of a bit of a birthday party battle for Rome Total War. Okay, our first teammate is Brotherhood member Crypto, and he has got an unusual mix here of 10 Spartans and 10 Cretan archers. Okay, later on all will be revealed why he's got this combination in his army there. As I say, 10 Cretan archers, long range archers, elite archers are going to do a lot of damage to enemy troops there. But you'll see why he's got this combination of units in his army. As I say, just 10 Spartans and 10 Cretan archers. But as I say, all will be revealed a little bit later on. Our next teammate is Brotherhood member Barclayman. Now Barclayman has got his faction of choice. He's got 15 Sacred Band Spearmen, 1 Slinger unit, and 4 Sacred Band Cavalry. Okay, remember this is his faction of choice, and he's got very good with them. If you notice here, he's usually got mixed upgrades. Now you'll find that some of his units have got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. And you'll find that other of his units have only got gold shield, gold attack on them. So as I say, this is a tried and tested Carthage army of Barclayman's. Quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. He's got 7 upgrades, and experience stripe, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry there. Okay, so as I say, a tried and tested Carthage army of Barclayman's. And remember, as I say, Carthage is Barclayman's faction of choice, and over the years he's got very good with them. Okay, our next teammate is a Brotherhood member Man 2. Now Man 2 has got the old bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Do you remember the new bog standard 31k Roman army was 6 archers, 6 max cavalry, and 8 infantry. Now here you'll see that Man 2's got an eagle unit here. Now he's bought this specifically for a reason. Okay, it's because he's got a cavalry general. Alright, so his cavalry general, he can take around the battlefield with his cavalry, giving general morale bonus to his cavalry as they're fighting, leaving a command unit, an eagle unit, to give morale to his infantry. Okay, so that's why he's bought an eagle unit there, because he's got his cavalry general that'll be going around the battlefield, giving general morale bonus to his cavalry. Okay, our last teammate is myself, Spartan Commander. It's got his very old Roman army of 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. So there's our team. Now it's quite a diverse team here, because we've got Crypto with Greek cities, we've got Barclayman with Carthage, and we've got Man 2 with Rome, and myself with Rome. It should be a cracking battle for you to watch, and happy 18th. And here is the other team. We have Brotherhood member Pompey, who has got 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. So he has now also gone back to the old bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Remember, the new bog standard 31k Roman army, as we were talking about earlier, consisted of 6 archers, 8 infantry, and 6 maximum upgraded cavalry. That seemed to be the new bog standard 31k Roman army, but I noticed people aren't bringing that type of army anymore, and they seem to have gone back to this old bog standard 31k Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. It's funny how things go in circles, isn't it? You know, if you wait long enough, things do tend to go in circles there, and it looks like they're going back to the old 31k Roman army. Our next teammate, their next teammate is Brotherhood member Serena. Now Serena has got 10 pikes, 6 archers, and 4 cavalry. If you have a look at the battle formation here of Serena, you'll see that the forward units have just got gold shield, gold attack on. Now remember, these forward units will take the pylons and make first contact with the enemy. That's why he hasn't upgraded them that much. And if you go further back into his battle formation, you'll see that his units at the back have got 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. So as I say, the forward units would make first contact with the enemy, take the pylons, and then he'd bring his more elite upgraded pikemen forward. Then when their enemy are weakened, just look at the length of those Macedonian pikes that our men are going to have to fight down to kill the man on the other end. always a challenge there. Quick look at the upgrades on his companion cavalry. Oh my gosh, 8 upgrades. Remember, these companion cavalry also got a 9 charge bonus, a massive 9 charge bonus as well. So I think that's a pretty good, I think that's a tried and tested Serena army there. Serena always seems to play well with Macedon. Be interesting to see how well he does today. Okay, their next teammate is someone who's called himself Striker Q, but is in fact Uther, Brotherhood member Uther. Now, Uther has got 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, 13 infantry and 6 cavalry. Now, I'd just like to show you an old school pile shield formation here. Now, if you notice there, he always incorporates a peasant unit within his pile shield units there. Now, we've looked at this before, but I just think it's always kind of interesting to see what he does with that. Now, that cheap peasant unit, the cheapest unit in the game, if he can stick that unit out a little bit, look, if he moves that peasant unit, just stick it out a little bit in front of his other pile shield units there, then of course that peasant unit, the cheapest unit in the game, is going to attract expensive enemy pilers onto that peasant unit, hopefully leaving his other pile shield units, his expensive pile shield units, intact. So it's always a good, I think it's a good old-fashioned, old-school pile shield battle formation. Now, I think he might be the only one I see do that now, so it'll be interesting to see how well he uses that during the course of the battle. Let's have a quick look at the upgrades on his cavalry. Usually brings reasonable cavalry there. He's got 7 upgrades, an experience strike, gold shield, gold attack on his cavalry. So make no mistake, that's a tried and tested Uther army and a very battle hardened battle formation too. And their next teammate is Brotherhood member Amnestos, and he has got 7 archers, 5 knight raiders, 3 berserkers and 5 cavalry. So he's certainly got a diverse amount of units in his army here. Now remember, these knight raiders, not only are they good infantry in their own right, but they bring a big fear factor as well, taking morale away from enemy troops, destabilizing them and making them more susceptible to routing. Okay, and he has got 5 units of those, all with good upgrades. Then he's got his long range archers there. Okay, his chosen archers, but here are the infamous berserkers with their 2 hit points, effective against armor, mace, and excellent specifications. But just look at the size of those berserkers in comparison to ordinary infantry. Can you see how tall they are? I mean, they really are. They're like head and shoulders above other infantry units there. Can you see? Just look at the size of them there. And as I say, they've got 2 hit points, excellent specifications, effective against armor, maces. I think arguably are probably the most powerful units in the game. And if you have a look at his Gothic cavalry, if you count the upgrades on his Gothic cavalry, you will see he's got 8 upgrades, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack. Check out this Gothic cavalry. You'll be surprised at the specifications that they've actually got there. So I think that's a pretty good Germania army there. And as I say, their team is also quite diverse. You've got Pompey with Rome. You've got Serena with Macedon, you've got Uther with Rome, and you've got Amnestos with Germania there. So it's got the potential to be a cracking battle. I hope you enjoy it. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I wanted to explain to you why Crypto has bought so many archers, okay? 10 Cretan archers and 10 Spartans is his army. But the reason he's bought 10 Cretan archers, okay, you've seen the enemy team, okay, so you know Germania, okay, are extremely susceptible to archer damage. Okay, every single one of their units are extremely susceptible to any kind of missile damage. Plus, the 121 man units of Serena's Macedonians are also very susceptible to archer damage. So that is why Crypto has bought 10 long-range elite Cretan archers there to target Germania and Macedon. Okay, so that's why he's built this particular army. Okay, at this very, very early stage of the battle, you will see Pompey moving his entire army forward here. Now remember, Pompey is one of the most aggressive, attacking, forward kind of moving players on Rome Total War, and straight away you'll see he's laying his credentials on the table right from the beginning of the battle here. As I say, the battle's literally just started here, and you can see him running his Brutii army forward here to engage us. He looks very, very aggressive there as he's moving forward, as he always does. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. So as I say, here you can see him moving forward, but can you notice that he's a little bit away from his allies? Okay, a little bit isolated, because I know we were thinking here, if he moves over a little bit more, we may well double team him. Okay, but probably if we went to hit him, he would just back off anyway. He would probably just run back there, which would be a good tactical move if you see two armies coming towards you. But as you can see, he is a little bit isolated there. And I know both Man 2 and myself, because we both got our cavalry over there as well, we're thinking about hitting Pompey here on this flank, because he is a little bit isolated. And here, look, you'll see he's moving even further away from his allies. Can you see that? Look at the gap between him and his Macedonian allies there. Getting very isolated, almost like overconfident, would you say? Almost like thinking like, I can do what I kind of want, like, and I'll be okay. But very, very overconfident there. And I was just thinking, Man 2 and myself were thinking about hitting him here. Okay, but as I say, what he would do is probably just run back. He would just back off when he saw us coming towards him. So it wouldn't really be worth it. But as I say there, he is very, very isolated and ripe for a double team attack on him there. I think, as I say, that's what Man 2 and myself were thinking there. And look, you can see him now moving even further away from his allies. As I say, I don't know whether he's overconfident here or not battlefield aware. I'm not really sure here, but you can see he has moved a long way from his allies. Look, but he's starting to move back a bit now. I think he's just realised what might be coming his way from Man 2 and myself, and he looks like he's decided to move back a little bit. So I think that was a good tactical move there by Pompey to move back, because, as I say, he was in a isolated position there. Just look how far away he is from his allies there. So, as I say, I think that's a good move of Pompey there to back off a little bit there, not to be so isolated. Okay, at this stage of the battle, I'd just like to draw your attention over to our left flank, over to our far left flank here. And here you will see Barclayman slowly but steadily moving those Sacred Band cavalry units round. Now, why do you think he would be doing that? Look at the enemy team. Why would he want to be sneakily moving 3 cavalry units round the flank of the enemy team? Okay, I just have a think about that. Look at the Germania faction, and why would he want to take his cavalry slowly and steadily round the flank there? Well, of course, what he'd like to do is hit those berserkers. Okay, that's what he'd like to do, and then of course he would activate those berserkers over here. If he could get his cavalry around behind the enemy team without being noticed, he would then crash his cavalry into these berserkers. Remember, these berserkers would then become activated, and the moment they become activated, okay, they go out at the command of the Germanic general, and they just run at the nearest enemy unit. Okay, so remember, these units arguably are probably the most powerful units in the game, but if you can activate them before the Germanic general wants them activated, then of course that's a great tactical advantage, because, as I say, the Germanic general loses all control over those berserkers. If Barclayman can get his cavalry around there, the Germanic general will lose all control over those berserkers, and as I say, they'll just charge for the nearest enemy unit. Okay, as I say, we call Barclayman Sneaky Barclayman sometimes, because slowly moving his cavalry around the flank is sometimes people don't notice that cavalry, but you can see Amnestos has noticed it as he's moving his Gothic cavalry over towards Barclayman's cavalry there. So I'm thinking that Amnestos has got his eye on those cavalry units. Okay, over here on the right flank, as I say, you can see Pompey's Brutio army really moved around there, really moved forward aggressively there, and you can see Serena's Macedonians holding the centre, and you can see Uther bringing his Julia army forward to the centre as well. Okay, let's just pause the game for a second here. Now you'll see that our Carthage ally here, okay, remember, he's there to actually neutralise Macedon, but he wants to keep himself out of archer range as much as he can, because obviously he doesn't want to be damaged by archer fire. Remember, these Carthage Sacred Band units will be damaged quite a lot by archer fire, and he will, as I say, he will look to neutralise Macedon with his Carthaginians. You can see here our Greek city's ally Crypto running over here with his 10 archers and his 10 Spartan units there, wanting to get his archers close to cavalry support there, because remember, those archers could be susceptible to cavalry hits. Okay, so as I say there, the archers there would like to get in range of those Macedonians there to try and target the pike units there, or maybe take out any archers that Serena's got there. Okay, and then concentrate on the pikemen. But as I say, you can see here that Uther is bringing his Julia army forward, and if you notice there, can you see he's thrown that peasant unit out the front of his army there? As we saw earlier, this is part of his Pilar Shield units here, and that peasant unit there, he's just hoping to attract expensive enemy pilars to be thrown into the cheapest unit in the game there. See how he runs that unit forward there? I just thought newer players to Rome Total War, you might find this interesting to see this. Okay, now Uther, of course, can just put his Pilar Shield unit on auto fire. Okay, and they will automatically, he's got his units on auto fire, they will automatically throw their pilars into the expensive Pilar Shield units of Man 2s. Okay, so that's what he's going to do there. Just put his, as I say, put his Pilar Shield units on auto fire, they automatically shoot into Man 2's urban cohort units. But if Man 2 puts his units on auto fire, they're just going to throw their pilars, their expensive pilars, into the peasant unit. Do you see what I mean there? Can you see? So, as I say, Man 2 puts his units on auto fire, they just throw their expensive pilars into that peasant unit. So, as I say, that's a good tactical thing for you to see there. As I say, especially newer players to Rome Total War. It's an old school tactic, but it still works well. Okay, over here on the left flank, Nestos looks like he got fed up with watching Barclay Man moving his cavalry slowly around his flank there, so has now decided to attack with his Gothic cavalry. Okay, there you can see Barclay Man attacking with his 3 Sacred Band cavalry, but I think it's time to pull that cavalry out as more of those Gothic cavalry are moving in. Remember that Gothic cavalry, very underestimated cavalry. Have a look at the specifications in that cavalry if you get time, and you'll see how good that cavalry is. And now, as you can see, Barclay Man has been reduced from 3 cavalry down to just 2 now. Okay, and Nestos has protected his berserkers from that flanking movement that Barclay Man was looking to do with his Sacred Band cavalry. Okay, so over here on the right flank here, you can see I'm facing Pompey, and in the centre here you can see, I think this is where the pitched battle is going to be here in the centre. Okay, looking at the way the enemy have set up there. Okay, let's pause the game. Nice move here by Serena, I thought, for the team. Moving 2 big pike units there forward in front of Uther's infantry there. Those pike units, of course, will neutralise any cavalry attack that we were thinking of throwing in there. Those pike units would. And plus, he's just probably going to set the pikes down there, so they'll hold against infantry as well. So as I say, that was a nice move there by Serena. As I say, Serena's very, very good with Macedon. Now you can see Pompey moving his units forward a little bit here, maybe with a view to going into the side of Man 2's infantry. So I must be aware of that and cover Man 2's flank there. Okay, so we just need to watch out for that. As I say, you can see Pompey moving his infantry forward there. Possibly going to be some pilot exchanging between his forward units and my units there. As you can see there, a little bit of pilot exchanging going on. Now remember, Pompey's got the old school 31k bog standard Roman army of 14 infantry and 6 cavalry. Okay, so as I say, nice to see that back on the battlefield there. And as I say, there's a little bit of pilot exchanging between the two of us there on this right flank. Now, as I say, the way that the enemy are positioning their troops, and the way, if you notice here, how Crypto's bought some Spartan units over here, this is where I think there's going to be a pitched battle in the centre here. Now, there's an archer battle going on at the moment between Nestos and Serena's archers there. Okay, against Crypto's Cretan archers. Now remember, those chosen archers of Germania have got a really good defence, a lot better than the Cretan archers that Crypto's got. So there's a good chance here that in this archer battle, the enemy team possibly could win, but I'm thinking there it would probably be quite neutral really. I think they'll probably cancel each other out there. But over here, as I say, in the centre, look how the enemy team and our team has set up there. So as I say, I think the centre could be the scene of a pitched battle. As I say, you've got Crypto's still got his Spartans there, 4 units of Spartans there, just maybe to protect the flank, if anything wants to come around the flank there. And as I say, here on the right, you've got Pompey's Bruto army facing my Scipii army there. Okay, now we know Pompey is, as I say before, very aggressive, very attacking player, so I can't see him standing there that long without doing anything. Okay, that's what I'm just thinking to myself there. As I say, Mantu's flank looks like it could be a little bit exposed, so I need to watch out for that. Okay, over here you'll see that Amnestos brought some of his archers really forward there, and you can see here now that Barclayman's going to try and kill them with his cavalry unit. Now, what I would like you to do is concentrate on this cavalry unit, okay, because I think what you're going to see this cavalry unit do, you'll find quite interesting what that cavalry unit's going to do. Now, do you think that this cavalry unit by Barclayman is just brought forward here to chase down and kill the archers? I think that's the initial thought here. Okay, so you can see here Barclayman looking, aiming at enemy archers there with that cavalry unit, but he's got something different in mind with that unit. Now look, can you see Amnestos' Gothic cavalry trying to desperately stop that cavalry unit of Barclayman's from doing what he wants to do? Okay, now you can see Barclayman's cavalry unit here. Now where do you think he's going to hit? Okay, get ready for this. That Gothic cavalry is not going to catch him. Watch this cavalry hit by Barclayman here. Bang! As he smashes in there. And what has he done with that cavalry unit? He has activated 2 of the Germanic berserkers there. And that was a great tactical and opportunist hit there by Barclayman to come right through almost the centre of the enemy there, if you like, and bang, straight into the berserkers there. What a great hit there by Barclayman there, and as I say, activated those 2 berserker units now, which will now run at the nearest enemy units, and that the Germanic general has lost all control over those 2 berserker units. So that was a nice hit there by Barclayman. Now what I'm thinking here is that Crypto will move those spear units forward there, set them up there, and then when those berserkers hit, those spear units will kill those berserkers quite quickly. Remember, spear units kill barbarian troops, including berserkers, very easily. So that's what I'm thinking Crypto's going to do. He'll see what's happened there. He'll move his spear units forward to take the impact of the berserkers. Okay, that's what I think Crypto's going to do. And as I say here, that was a superb hit there by Barclayman there. Opportunist, tactical, and really a well-aimed cavalry hit there for 1 unit has done that much damage there in activating those 2 berserker units. Okay, he lost that cavalry unit, but I think that was worth it there, because now, as I say, see those 2 berserker units are just going to go for the nearest enemy troops, which of course, hopefully, from our point of view, will be Crypto's spears. Okay, that's what we're hoping for. Crypto moving forward with his spears downlet to absorb the hit from the berserkers and kill them quite quickly. So that was a nice move there, I think, by Crypto there, and a nice move by Barclayman. Here you can see the berserkers there are just attacking one of Mantu's SBQR units there. That unit's not going to last very long, I wouldn't have thought. As you can see, those berserkers are smashing SBQR units up into the air there. Right, now, unfortunately for Crypto, can you see that spear unit of his has turned sideways there? Okay, can you see it's now facing in that direction over there? So that leaves his flank wide open to a berserker attack. So remember, the flank of any unit is extremely weak, like the rear. And those berserkers are now going to hit the flank of that Spartan unit there, and could cause a heck of a lot of damage. In fact, it could cause a rout of that unit. Meanwhile, over here on our left flank, you'll see that Serena's well upgraded Macedonian cavalry looks like they're going to try and do some mischief here. Remember, the enemy have a 23 cavalry to a 16 cavalry advantage. Okay, the enemy got 23 cavalry, we've got 16. So they've got quite a massive cavalry advantage here. And if they can get that cavalry in behind us, like Serena's looking to do, that could be real problems for us. You've got Amnestos is well upgraded. Gothic cavalry could get in behind us as well. and then of course you've got Pompey's cavalry over here on our right flank. Okay, so as I say, the enemy have got 23 cavalry units and we've just got 16, so they have got a big advantage in cavalry, and like I say, if they get in behind us there with that cavalry, that could cause us real problems here. Okay, so as I say, here on the right flank you can see Pompey there facing my Scipio troops. Now Pompey's not one for hanging around, he's not very good at sitting there. Patience, I don't think, is a virtue that he's got. He likes to always be in the action. As I say, here you can see these berserkers are crashing into the flank of Crypto's Spartan units. Look how those Spartans are being thrown up into the air by the effective against armor maces of those berserkers there. So as I say, they could rout that unit. Okay, so what I want to show you here, can you see that Crypto's thrown one of his units into my forward units, probably looking to hold and pin my units there, while he takes units over to the flank. Now I would say on average that I am more of a defensive player than an attacking player, and I think Pompey's hoping that's what's going to be the case here, because I think he's going to think that I'm going to be defensive and passive and not do anything here on the right flank, while he can move units over to the centre. Okay, so as I say, on average, I admit I probably am more of a defensive player than an attacking player. But Pompey here, he's going to move units. Now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm going to play Pompey's game here. I'm going to play Mr. Passive, Mr. Defensive here, and just stand still. Because I think he's going to start moving more units over to the centre, weakening the battle formation that's in front of me, and make him that battle formation right for attack. We've got Mantu's cavalry out on the right here, ready to hit. I've got my cavalry locked and loaded, ready to move in as well. So at the moment, I'm just going to play Mr. Passive, Mr. Spartan Commander Passive here. Well, Pompey moves his more and more infantry units over to the centre. Okay, you'll see him probably start throwing pilers in there. As you can see, there you are, look, throwing pilers into Mantu's SBQR units as he's moving through. Now look, he's already moved 4 infantry units out of his battle formation already. Okay, so he's weakened his own battle formation by 4 units, and I'm just waiting for him to move more units over before I decide to hit. Okay, so as I say, I'm being Mr. Passive at the moment, just letting Pompey move more units out of his infantry formation, and when he's done that, I'm then going to try and smash what's left of his infantry in front of mine by attacking with both infantry and cavalry. Okay, so over here in the centre, as I say, this is where they're going to be the pitched battle here. You got those 2 berserker units there. Look at the damage they're still doing to those Spartans. Look at the dead Spartans. Look at the dead red cloak Spartans there. It's like a carpet of dead Spartans that those berserkers have done by smashing into the flank of that spear unit there, that Spartan spear unit. Very powerful units, those berserkers. Right, you can see Barclayman moving his Carthage Sacred Band forward. Okay, now look at how many units Pompey's moving over there. 7 units he's moving over to the left. So he's half of his battle formation. He has now moved over to the centre there. If you count, can you see 7 units? He had 14 infantry and 7 units. He's moved over to the centre there now. So he's only got half his battle formation facing my Scipio army left. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to turn Mr. Passive into Mr. Attack. And I'm now going to go for those units that are left in his battle formation there. Okay, so you'll see my units charge forward there. You can see I'm going to charge forward into those units there. As I say, I played Pompey's game for a little bit there. Was Mr. Defensive, Mr. Passive, but just waiting for him to move his units out the way, and then I'm going to attack what units he's got left there. Okay, I've got my cavalry, we got Mantu. Did you notice Mantu just put his cavalry into wedge formation there, and now we're going to smash it. Now if you see Pompey see that he might made a mistake there, and he's bringing those units back, but is it too late now? You see my cavalry going to crash in there, and bang, as I smash in there. You can see Mantu's cavalry coming in there as well, and we're really going to try and smash this right flank of the enemy team now. You can see Crypto bringing 4 of his Spartan units over here as well. And as you can see, we've routed a heck of a lot of those Brutii units already. You can see that Pompey's counter-attacking with his cavalry, and bang! And you can see Uther being a good teammate that he is as well, bringing his cavalry over, and bang! As that charges in there as well. So we've got both Uther's cavalry and Pompey's cavalry trying to counter us on this right flank. Nice bit of support there by Uther. You can see a Manchu charging his cavalry in again, and bang into the flank there of the enemy Brutii and that Julii cavalry there. Nice hit there by Manchu. As I say, you can see Crypto Spartans moving forward. You'll see my infantry surging forward as well, and I'm just going to take my cavalry round the flank because I want to come in from the flank there. You can see both as I say, Crypto Spartans and my Scipii troops moving forward there. As I say, we want to try and take the right flank out here of the enemy troops. As I say, I thought me waiting there was a good tactical move. And as I say, you can see a lot of the enemy troops have been routed there now. But as I say, I wanted to play Pompey's game there. I'll give him the impression I was playing his game, be a Mr. Passive, and then just waited for him to weaken his battle formation and then attacked. Okay, over here you can see Serena's Macedonian cavalry there, companion cavalry attacking our Carthage allies general there. And as I say, look at Amnestos, his cavalry taking out a lot of our archers as well. Remember, as I say, the enemy have a 23 cavalry advantage to our 16. Okay, and you can see that both the Macedonian cavalry and the Germanic cavalry here are causing chaos there, especially with our archers at the rear of the battle here. Okay, but as I say, in the center here, you can see, as I say, this is a pitched battle here. You've got the Germanic general, you've got Macedonian and the Julii there. And look here, can you see what Mantu's troops are saying? Intimidated by enemy troops. Okay, by nearby enemy, intimidated by nearby enemy there. Okay, so that means their morale is dropping, and what they're intimidated by is by these night raiders. Okay, remember they bring a big fear factor, taking morale away from enemy troops. Plus, I believe there's still a berserker unit fighting there. As I say, just look at the dead Spartans there on the floor, on the ground there. You can see how many have been killed by that berserker unit hitting that Spartan unit in the flank there. So as I say, it's a real pitched battle here in the center. Okay, you can see that, and that could be a make or break of the battle as well. But what we're hoping for is on the right flank here is we can actually break the enemy on our right flank. That's what we're hoping to do here. As I say, you can see Crypto Spartan units and my Scipii units moving forward in unison here towards the enemy Brutii troops. And as I say, you can see a lot of Uther's cavalry are still there, but they're very battle damaged as we charge in there. You can see that Pompey has rallied some of his infantry and brought them back into the fray to try and hold this right flank a little bit here. But and if you notice here, Uther's got a lot of infantry behind his Macedonian ally. Now he may well bring those fresh units over here to try and hold on this right flank of ours. Okay, as I say, it's a good move by Amnestos. You see he's got his general unit in behind the fighting. That general unit's not actually fighting, but it stood there giving morale bonus to all his allies' troops and his own troops. Let's say you've got Uther's general in behind the Macedonians there, giving morale bonus. Plus you've got the Macedonian general giving morale bonus to the troops as well. So there's 3 generals there, enemy generals, giving morale bonus to all their troops there. So that's a really good move by the enemy team, keeping their troops fighting. But as I say, on the right flank here, we're trying to, if you like, smash and crash the enemy on this right flank. But as I say, don't forget the enemy had a 23-16 cavalry advantage over us. Here you can see that elite companion cavalry has gotten behind us, and unfortunately for us, our Greek city's allies general has just been killed. Okay, so that's bad news for us. And here you can see Pompey's cavalry going to charge in there. Get ready for this, and bang as it smashes in there. Nice hit there by Pompey's cavalry. That was a really nice hit. And you've got Uther's cavalry coming over there as well. Now I'm going to try and counter-attack with my cavalry, and you can see Mantu bringing his SPQR cavalry in as well there, and bang as that charges in there. Oh my gosh, this is massive. You can see I'm surging my infantry forward with Crypto as well, but the enemy Macedonian cavalry are in behind us, like a bang as it charges in there. Remember that companion cavalry has got a 9 charge bonus, and they had 8 upgrades on. 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold stats. So we're being hit in the rear by companion cavalry as we're trying to fight enemy cavalry and infantry at the front of us as well here. Okay, so the enemy team are really supporting each other well, and here's what we thought would happen here. Uther's now bringing his Julii infantry that were fresh behind his Macedonian ally. He's bringing them over now to stop our advance on this right flank. So that's a nice bit of teamwork there by Uther. Okay, there's so much going on at the same time here, guys. Okay, now you can see here that the Germanic cavalry, as I say, has been causing real mischief behind the battle lines. There are battle lines there. And as I say, just look at the enemy. Remember, the enemy are the Julii, the Brutii, Macedonians, and Germans. Okay? So you can see that battle line there in the centre holding really well. And as I say, over here on the right flank, we'd like to try and break the enemy on the right flank here. But as I say, their cavalry advantage there. And they had extremely well upgraded cavalry as well. They say that companion cavalry had 8 upgrades on, 2 experience stripes, gold shield, gold attack, and that 9 charge bonus when they smashed in the rear of us there. So, and you can see there the Brutii cavalry of Pompey is battle damaged, but it's still pretty well got a lot of strength in it there, I think. As you can see, I'm sending my Scipii cavalry after those Brutii cavalry there to try and weaken them as much as I can. I'm probably going to lose that cavalry fight. Right, look at Uther here. Bang! As he charges those Julii cavalry units into the back of my Scipii troops there. And here you are, you can see the Germanic cavalry charging in there. Now this was a nice counter move by Amnestos here. Can you see those 2 Spartan units of Cryptos that have just been routed by Amnestos? Crypto brought them around the flank there to attack the rear of these Julii troops. Nice move by Crypto, but Amnestos spotted that and smashed into the back of those Spartan units, routing them almost on impact. So 2 good moves there, one by Crypto and one by Amnestos. My Scipii troops, you can see they're very battle damaged here. I've got some Spartan units there, Cryptos there in with me, but you can see Uther's fresh Julii troops attacking. Okay, that Germanic cavalry going to charge through his allies into my infantry, and bang, as he charged in there, and another hit behind us by Uther's Julii cavalry there as well. So you can see my Scipii army and a couple of units of Crypto's army there being sandwiched there by enemy coming in behind us and in front of us there. Okay, you can see, if you notice here, you'll see Barclayman's brought a couple of his Carthage units over. Now what I'm thinking here, Pompey hasn't got a lot of cavalry left, but if he positions those cavalry just right, maybe here, and then he could smash into the back of my engaged infantry there and may cause a mass rout. Remember, a lot of my units are extremely battle damaged, so their morale will be quite low. In the centre here, as I say, this is a real pitched battle here. You can see that Barclayman's starting to move his Sacred Band spearmen forward there towards the Macedonian pikes. Now remember, those Sacred Band spearmen punch above their weight and can beat the Macedonian pikes. So you can see Barclayman really pushing his pike units in there to try and break the centre. But look at this Germanic cavalry, looks like it's going to charge in again. As I say, if Pompey gets his cavalry in behind us and smashes into the rear of us, it could be a real problem. Right, there goes that Germanic cavalry again. Don't forget, they've got I think they've got a 7 charge bonus, and bang, as they charge in there. Nice hit there by Amnestos, really good hit, but still Cryptos and my units are still managing to hold there. Look at the penetration of those Germanic cavalry. Look how far they pressed in there, really killing a lot of our troops. My Scipii troops, I can't believe, are still managing to hold there, along with Crypto's Spartan units. Now here you can see Pompey's Brutii cavalry looking to get in behind us. You're going to smash into the flank of my general there, like a bang, as those Brutii cavalry of Pompey smash into the rear of my Scipii units there. Still, my Scipii units, in coordination with 2 Greek city units of Cryptos, still managing to hold. Right, let's pause again for a second here. Nice help here by Mantu with his legionary Eagle unit there, trying to chase off that Brutii cavalry. You'll see here, as I say, Crypto's got a couple of his units there, and my Scipii units there trying to hold now on the right flank against the enemy counter attack there by, as I say, Uther's Julii infantry there and a lot of enemy cavalry. Right, you can see here we're really trying to punch a hole through the centre of the enemy here. You can see Barclayman really attacking with his spearmen now on those enemy pikes. So there's a general overview of the battle as it stands at the moment. As I say here, you can see the enemy Brutii cavalry in behind us. Now whether they're going to charge in again into the rear of my units, we'll just have to see. But as I say, here it's a real slogging match here. You can see some more Brutii infantry of Pompey coming in on our flank. As I say, you can see Man 2 trying to chase those enemy cavalry off there. Oh, good news for us, we've managed to rout the Julii general. That's good news for us, we managed to kill and rout Uther's general there. So that's really good news for us. That's taken a morale bonus away from the enemy team. So as I say, that's good news for us. And also, I think, if I'm not mistaken, yes, we've managed to rout the Macedonian general. Now, Macedonian morale we know is not very good. Take the general out, and you take the morale bonus away from their units there. So that's good news for us. And as I say, on this right flank here, I think the enemy have been holding extremely well and have counter-attacked extremely well there. So yes, but we've managed to kill, I think, a Germanic general as well here. And we've managed to rout a lot of the enemy units there on this right flank. And in the centre, the enemy have finally cracked. As I say, that was a real pitched battle in the centre there, of where Berkeley Man's spearman finally pierced the Macedonian battle line there. Right, let's just pause the game for a second here. And as I say, you can see here all the Macedonians there. You can see the Germanic general and the Macedonian general both been routed there in the centre. And if you look here, you'll see that I think our Greek cities ally has got 3 units left. 1, 2, in that unit. How many men do you have? 8 men in that unit there. And I think that's all of the entirety of that Greek cities army that Crypto bought. If you have a look at my army here, you'll see that there's a unit there with 5 men in. I think it's 5 men, is it? Yeah, 5 men in that unit. You can see here 57 in that, 69 in that. But over here on the right flank, this is where I was hit quite hard. There you are, look. 6 men, is it 6 men in that unit? Yep, 6 men there, look. 3 men in that unit. Only 3 men left in that unit, 6 men left in that unit. And then this final unit here, 7 men. So there you are, you can see it was a real battle of attrition on this right flank there to reduce my units down to that number. And you can see here, just looking around the battlefield, you can see how intense the battle was all over the place there. You can see here, we're just finishing off the last of Pompey's Brutii troops there. He'll probably admit defeat, I would think, now. He's just got that 1 unit left there, so I think the sensible thing would be to admit defeat. I always think at this stage of the battle, you know, there's no chance of winning. May as well admit defeat. Let's get into the lobby and let's just try and get another game going as soon as we can there. Okay, so if we have a look around the battlefield here, you'll see it is incredibly spread out all over the battlefield here. Yeah, all the enemy now, I think, have admitted defeat. I think over here, this is where we first hit Pompey's infantry on the right flank here, as we charged in here to remember when he moved his units away from his main battle formation there, and Man 2 and myself hit there, and great support there by Uther, brought his cavalry straight over there to support. That was a good move there by Uther, good supporting move. As we move further along the battlefield here, you can see more intensity of the fighting. As I say, over here you can see a lot of Germanic dead there. And as we move along, as I say, the pitched battle in the centre here, if we move along, you'll see a big clump of Spartans there. Can you see that big clump of Spartan dead there? That's, of course, where those berserkers crashed into the flank of that Spartan unit, and we're just kind of rolling them up there, hitting them in a weak spot of course, the flank there. So, but as I say, as we move along this particular part of the battlefield here, you could just see, you know, how intense the fighting was. And as I say, there's clumps of dead all over the battlefield here. So it just goes to show this was a real battle of attrition there. And there you are. I just thought this was an interesting battle for you to see how well Berkeley Man did in activating those berserker units. I just thought you might find that interesting. Okay, first thing I'd like to say is really well played to everybody in the game. I thought everybody played well. Really well done, guys. And as you can see, it was an average victory. I would have put money on it being close. I don't know what you guys think. It must have just edged into the average. Highest kills in the game goes to Brotherhood member Crypto. Okay, he might have only had 3 units left at the end of the battle there, but he got the highest kills in the game. So well done to Crypto there. I bet those archers of his caused a lot of those kills there. So well done to him. So well done to Pompey. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he was smashed and crashed on that right flank. But I thought he did well. There he held quite well there and counter-attacked well with Uther. So well done to Pompey. Well done to Serena. Highest kills in his team, 1,230. So well done to Serena with Macedon, the faction of his choice. Well done to Uther. Possibly didn't get the kills that he wanted to there, but he was supporting all over the battlefield. Played really well. And well done to AM Nestos with Germania. Did very well. Unfortunately, losing those 2 Berserker units that were activated by Barclay Man was unfortunate, but he still did really well. My kills, not great, not bad I suppose, just kind of alright kills really from my army there. As I say, well done to Crypto, highest kills in the game with Greek cities. Well done to Barclay Man there, got some good kills, killed a lot of those big Macedonian pike units there. And well done to Mantu, got some really good kills too there, and really good assistance on that right flank. So really well played, guys. And I thought it is a diverse battle there, that we've got Rome, Greek cities, Carthage and Rome in our team. So I think that's quite diverse. And they got Rome, Macedon, Rome and Germania in their team. Once again, a diverse team. As I say, they had a 23 cavalry advantage to our 16. So that could have made a difference. Hope you enjoyed this battle. If you did, please give us a thumbs up or leave a comment. It's always nice to read your thoughts on our battles, and bye for now.